What up, y'all? So this is yet another part of Dragon Paladin. After the last part of this video series, I was very happy. This is the deck I played last time around. Now, one of the things I wanted to figure out was how good is this without the auras? Because, let's see, Dragon Paladin. So I went I think I went 4-1, something like that, 3-2. I don't remember off the top of my head, but it was much better than anticipated. I like the deck a lot. The chronological aura felt a little clunky, and Portal Vanguard was fine, but I feel like we can do better, so I removed the auras outside of Crusader aura, because that's obviously bonkers. But I threw in Carnivorous Cubicle. I wanted to see how that would do, in addition to, without Gelbin, you need some kind of top end, so I just threw Gnarlex Fire Rack. That's kind of my simple go-to for some type of dragon top end. Because it comes out on turn 8 just like Gelbin would and gives you a little bit of push, hopefully towards the finish line. Not the same way as Gelbin obviously, but it is something to do on turn 8, and it also, you draw both pieces off of Ursine Maul. So, let's see, the Portal Vanguards became Whelp of the Infinite. The Gelbin and the 2 auras became these 2 and a Dream Planner. And yeah, let's see what happens with this. I think it's got a lot of potential, but one of the things I had mentioned in some of the previous videos in this series was I don't know how much the Dragon Paladin deck was leaning on the Aura Paladin elements. And sometimes a cool way to kind of come up with a new deck is to take cores of different decks and kind of combine them together and then surround them with, cards that help synergize the things together. So I'm trying to figure out how much of those core elements from Aura were impacting the performance of the deck. And so this should give me a better idea. And it's safe to say that a lot of the Aura impact was coming from Crusader Aura anyway. So if we're taking Gelbin out, then we just have to draw Crusader Aura, which I know, kind of annoying, but playing cards like normal. And plus, I love Carnivorous Cubicle. I love just jamming that into a deck and seeing how it does in different situations. Fire Rack is not what I want to see here. But Cubicle seems like it could be okay, because you've got Green Wing, which would be great to reiterate. Whelp of the Infinite is always cool. I guess Gold Petal Drake is fine, if you're going to keep imbuing the hero power. Interesting. So Control Warrior it is.
Reporting for duty.
Alright, Control Warrior doing Control Warrior things. That's a good draw. I love that guy. Yeah, Flutterwing Guardian is way better than I thought. I had played Imbue Paladin quite a few months ago, probably 6 or more months ago, something like that. And this guy was always decent, but I never really understood the sheer power level that he has. Well, I've got Gnarlex and Fire Rack already, so Ursine Maul is going to do... Let's see, it's going to get us Nomelia, then Cubicle, which seems okay, actually. I can start cubicling something, this guy, maybe this guy. This seems a little less good than this, but I don't know. Lots of options here. Next, it is turn 5 coming up next, so I do have to be conscious of Brawl and, Hostile Invader, stuff like that. I do want to keep updating the Imbue ability, though. So I can hit him for 8. This would make 12, which puts him at 11. They do have the weapon, though, so they're only going to take 0. Yeah, let's do this. Sure, it's going to nullify the weapon damage completely, which feels kind of like a waste for the turn, but the weapon's gone now. We draw Nomelia, which isn't super useful, but we're one step closer to Cubicle. So I think that's okay. And if they want to brawl 3 minions, I'm okay with that. That's cool. That helps me out there. Cool. So same power on board still.
To battle.
Now, I could be walking into a brawl here, but I would really like to play Flutterwing. I don't think Cubicle is good here. The other thing you can Cubicle is your Nomelia. It's not very good in this matchup, but it seems like it could be cool. So I'm tempted to Flutterwing just because then I get to also... it upgrades the Imbue ability. I would like to get that to 4 sooner than later. I just don't want to overextend is the problem. I could Ursine Maul again, but that doesn't seem as good. Yeah, let's just run it. At some point we got to start shuffling Emerald Portals into our deck, so this is a fine time. Interesting card choice. Well, they haven't cleared the board at all, so I do need to be wary of removal even more so than before. So let's just go here. Get that other Cubicle.
To battle.
I'm very surprised they gave me 4 power and minions and didn't clear the board somehow. It basically just gave me 4 power the same turn that they took away 4 power with the Gold Petal Drake.
All forms of life will be crushed.
Sure. Also sure.
Planetary decimation.
Doesn't seem like a great draw for them. Sweet. Refill that board. That's not what I was hoping for. So Greenwing seems great because that's a great cubicle target. I could also Dream Planner the same turn, go for damage. I don't hate that actually.
Have you filled out the paperwork?
Soulfire and Pyroblast seems solid. Yeah, I don't think it matters where I put that.
For justice.
It's funny, I'm actually totally cool. Yeah, that's great.
Thank you.
That's a pretty cool shield block. Not gonna lie, that's a very cool art. And there's the brawl. Yeah, totally cool. I could just go Gnarlex Firewreck here. I've got Double Peddler, which is okay. Double Peddler is nowhere near as impactful, obviously, as Fire Rack.
Let me think. Go
Yeah, let's just run it.
must move quickly.
Cool.
A world once lost can be reborn once more.
Ah. Alright, so we ended up burning some cards. That's unfortunate. Okay. So AX is fine. There are much worse things they can do.
My hand is too
So
full.
after a hero takes damage, they become immune for the rest of the turn. So that applies to them also. That's unfortunate. Nomelia can clear that board. This guy's pretty annoying, though. I almost want to attack with this and then Soulfire my own guy. Because he feels like a hindrance right now, but... I guess this is okay. They only gain 6 off this attack, so it's probably better than anything else I would be doing. And then let's do that so it doesn't get burned up in a couple turns. Sure, we'll just throw that out there. Only 2 turns away from the quest reward, which could be difficult. There's the second brawl at least. Okay. So no more brawls. 1 more hostile invader. I'm not super worried about that.
I remember this place well.
I am tempted to go like double peddler and then cubicle one of the peddlers. Doesn't seem great, obviously. I mean, maybe Whelp of the Infinite is better. Yeah, that's probably the play. Okay, then. Interesting.
A recurring dream.
Nice. Then I guess I'll do this. And I think playing a peddler is probably better. No, let's do this. And of course, they can't just find a way to get through the taunt minion and then kill the cubicle, but I've gotten decent value off of it here already. That'll do it. So far, it seems like I'm doing better on card management than the Control Warrior player, which is kind of funny to me.
There's always room for dessert.
Alright, ham is fine. Annoying, but fine. Ooh, they ate the other infinite. Okay. Alright, so we got an 8-8 rush. That'll be helpful. I am very glad I drew this because there's a significant difference between 3 and 4 cost dragons. 4 cost dragons start getting you stuff like, you know, Green Wing and you know, just decent cards, whereas, you know, 3s and below are pretty mediocre. So I don't mind sticking at 4 for a bit. Question is, how do I play this, though? If I cubicle this, I'm not sure if it'll make a dormant copy or not. That could be worth finding out, but I'm not sure if I want to lose this game because of a silly decision like that. Well, we're definitely doing this.
Strong as an oak.
That's interesting.
Must move quickly.
Yeah, so we're definitely going to do that. And I think I'm just going to cubicle this again. So let's do that. Pop that. And now hopefully between Crusader Aura and Pyroblast I can close out the game, but I'm not too sure because once the quest goes off, things get a little bit more tricky. It just depends on which of the quest rewards they get shuffled into their deck, when they draw them, all that type of stuff, in what order they draw them. So we'll see here.
All forms of life will be crushed. Planetary decimation.
Interesting. So they're not even going to play the dude. I think it costs 5. That's fascinating choice. I kind of like Creature of Madness here. It obviously dies if the death rattle goes off for that guy. How do I want to play this? Yeah, I think this is probably fine. So the value I get off of it is probably decent. Definitely going to do this because I want to keep making that value. And I could have played Crusader Aura, but I don't think it's the right time. It's probably safe to play Peddlers. Yeah, at this point I feel like I should probably just start dumping. So I got to be careful though of Emerald Portals because there's 9 in the deck, so there's 45% chance I'll draw one next turn and then minus 5% after each additional or so, something like that. So let's just do this. So far I like Cubicle. I really wanted to do it on Green Wing, so a little bummed about that, but it's the way it goes. Okay, then I assume he'll attack one of these. Yeah, there we go. And there is Latorvius. That's a pretty good one to get. That is one of the early ones that you want. Cool.
Looks like we've got a fight for the ages.
Into a Creature of Madness. Let's see what we get off of here. Don't think I control a mech, yeah. And adding a random 8 cost to my hand is not bad. I don't think I want to draw that many more cards. I guess that could be okay to draw Emerald Portals, but I don't want to overdo it. Alright, what do we get? Ragnaros. Ooh la la. Let's get rid of that. And yeah, because there's such a high likelihood of drawing Emerald Portals, I'm not going to dump the Peddlers yet. I would like to get those Peddlers out there. Like, it just, I feel like that would be beneficial. But alas, we wait. Well, that's pretty good. So you got this and this as the 2 quest rewards. That's bonkers. As long as they don't give a divine dang, I was gonna say I could just pyroblast it, but not anymore. Okay. This is a little trickier now. Yeah, this gets a lot tougher. So that's 4. Crusader Aura would make that 8, so I would need to deal 2 more damage. That's unfortunately not possible. So...
I wonder.
This does have taunt. That gives me a little insulation from this at least. Yeah, I don't want to, but I feel like I have to Crusader Aura just to kill this guy. Yeah, this feels so bad. I could also Soulfire that and then attack with one of them. I don't like it, but I think that might be the better option. I'm gonna go for it. Hey, we lost the Pyroblast. Okay. So yeah, not the best play, but I do feel like we're in a pretty tight spot, so desperate times. But yeah, we're going to take 26 here. Interesting. I'm not going to use the other guys. Fascinating. Alright, yeah, I guess that seems better.
You are safe now.
Alright, yeah, we're super dead at this point. Like, unless we draw a bunch of emerald portals right now, I don't see a way that this is going to work out well for us. There's one. And, okay. No dice.
The victory is yours.
Yeah, I definitely think I misplayed a little bit that game. But such is life. And Dragon Paladin is my, like, kind of fun deck building series I'm doing right now, so I'm not super concerned. I am happy to get any win, so I'm mostly looking to figure out, like, what cards are working in this deck. My play is not going to be as tight as my other videos. But yeah, I am human. I do misplay. Wah wah. It was interesting to see that I didn't draw much of the early game cards in the early game. Creature of Madness, Aegis of Light, Petal Peddlers, they all came relatively late.
You will not stop me now.
I will fight with honor.
That's a decent hand. I like that.
The light fails, but we will fight.
Well, I've got a good curve here. That always, that's something. Okay. Fine, fine. I think this is okay. Obviously no benefit this turn off of it, which isn't ideal, but I have Gold Petal Drake assuming the Peddler lives. Okay, or that happens.
Petal perfection. I draw forth.
Yeah, leeches are one of the most annoying things in the entire standard metagame right now. I wonder how I would feel if I was on the opposite side of the leeches. I wonder if I would really love playing them. It's been kind of a point of pride that I don't play Death Knight for a while, which some people say is a cop-out, I suppose, or, you know, but it's such a prevalent deck that I've always kind of been a contrarian of sorts, and I find in metagames like this, rather than just playing the best deck, I tend to really gravitate towards playing something I find interesting or trying to find the holes in the metagame. Just, you know, caters to my personality and is what I enjoy, so hard to argue with that. So I don't really want to, but I'm going to hit the leech. I think unchecked leeches can be pretty troublesome. I mean, obviously they're only going to hit my minions now, and my minions are big enough. But, you know, like a husk next turn would be annoying, something like that. There's lots of lines of play that take advantage of the leeches very well. I'm thinking I'm gonna cubicle my petal or my gold petal drake right now. I'm not happy with this trade, but I'm gonna make it. Oh, you know what? I can't do that because then they just attack back with a poisonous minion. That's silly. So we'll do this. And then this will make 3 cost dragons, which is fine. And I'll let them trade with one of these, and then I'll cubicle something. Assuming I don't draw something better.
Low in price, high in fun.
Yeah, I'm a little cubicle happy. And for all I know, cubicle is a 1 of. It shouldn't be a 2 of. I don't know. And that's part of the reason I'm just testing this out.
Let me think.
Yeah, this is a tough one, because even if I so if I go Cubicle, Righteous Protector, this imbues my hero again, which is great. But then Cubicle is just going to die again. I guess I'll get another copy of this guy off of the Cubicle before it dies. So it just comes down to, do I want to play the Righteous Protector and make them work a little harder to kill my Cubicle, or do I want to use the Emerald Portals? I think...
I must move quickly.
And maybe it doesn't matter that much, because they just attack, and then trade there. Yeah, I kind of like this a little better. That's what my gut's telling me to do. My gut has been known to be wrong sometimes, but there's a reason they call it intuition. It's not something your conscious mind is ooh, wow, interesting. Yeah, sometimes your conscious mind just can't process something in the moment the same way that your intuition can. So I tend to try and trust my intuition when it doesn't seem completely awful. Yeah, I guess we can just Cubicle again. I don't love it. The Cubicle still can die, but I'm imbuing my hero power up to 6, which seems pretty good. Maybe Creature of Madness is better. Let me see what I get off of this first, and then I'll decide about Cubicle. I kind of like Bronze Explorer here. That doesn't seem bad, actually. So yeah, we'll just do this. It'll make another dude, and we get something big. Okay. I like Briar Spawn here, considering I have Gnarlex, so I can just do that next turn. I can also do either of these, but I'm a little partial to Briar Spawn. Maybe the Storm Drake is better, actually. Because I do have Kindred. Let's do that.
Could put a price on such powerful artifact.
Good old Grifta. That is another standard card that I definitely need. Grifta I kind of put in that same category as Elise, where if you're not playing it, then you're definitely missing out. And should this survive into the next turn, I can always cubicle it. That seems kind of fun. Again, I'm cubicle happy. Get over it. Like, sure. That seems snazzy. So if I Storm Drake off of the Gnarlex here, I can attack this, reduces spells in their hand, that's not a big deal. And then, I don't know, I can just pop this guy or something. And then they've got 5, 6, 7 that they can attack back with. Which means they'll probably kill the Gnarlex, is my guess. Let's try this instead. Ooh, look at that. Ooh, let's go. That worked out way better than anticipated. Yeah, that my gut was telling me this, so I went with my gut, and lo and behold. Yeah, I think, yeah, holding this until a little bit later seems solid. Because this is one of those things that I would like to use kind of like Gelbin, where I'd like it to push me into a much more favorable position from an already hopefully favorable position. So from here, if they put up good defenses, I can always just drop this down, clear some guys out of the way, and then smash face with the team. I think it opens up more options going this direction.
Relaxation for all, and all thanks to me.
Now, I could also be playing Elise in this deck. It is a shame not to play Elise in this standard format. How rude. But I would need to put an 8 and a 9 drop in, or a 0 and either an 8 or a 9. And I feel like that messes up the Gnarlex Fire Rack type of thing. I mean, I could be playing Zilliax and a Whelp and get there, but I don't know. There are lots of ways to play this, I suppose. Cubicle on this seems okay, but I don't think that's the best play here. They got a lot of cards. One thing I'm concerned about is they have 9 cards in their hand, so if I Gnarlex Wind or Storm Drake and then they come back with something greater, then it's a little tough. I do think Zilliax would be alright in this deck. Maybe I should try Zilliax and Elise along with one other card to kind of fulfill the mana cost requirements.
I must move quickly.
Yeah, we're gonna run this. And then this is gonna kill that. And this. Let's get rid of Bob and bash for 7. Alright, so very good board position now. Even if they Zilliax, I'm kind of okay with it. Multiple cubicle targets is great. Corpse Explosion, I guess? Yeah. Okay, no core or no cubicle targets anymore. Yeah, that was kind of what I was concerned about, is how they would respond to that. Not good, not good. I think Dream Planner affecting their board is decent here in this matchup. This is such a terrible amulet, because you don't even get to choose what cards you discard. I could do it, but it would be at the risk of discarding something that I want. I don't know that I can justify Blizzard here. I want to, but I think it's just delaying the inevitable.
I wonder. I must move quickly.
See, this is one of those times where I don't want to listen to my gut, because my gut is saying, just use the amulet. It'll net you a card. Well, not net, it'll give me a card other than amulet. But if that gets rid of Nomelia, Fire Rack, you know, something good, that's really bad.
All are nourished when the cycle.
For all I know, it gets rid of a bunch of Emerald portals.
The citadel stands strong.
Okay. Well, Blizzard seems a little better now.
Follow the flutter wings.
Sweet. That's a good burn.
You defile the dead. Soon you will join them.
I was thinking, I was like, wait, don't they only have 2 corpses? But I guess they just want a board position, that's fair. Like 40 minutes into this video and this is only the second game. This is wild.
Nothing gets past my hounds.
One thing I'll say is Whelp of the Infinite is much less proactive than Portal Vanguard. Portal Vanguard's at least progressing my hand, getting another minion, and pumping it, which I kind of like, but...
Let me think.
I think Nomelia's the play, Nomelia and Starfall. Honestly, I could Nomelia and Carnivorous Cubicle, but that just seems bad. Cubicle on Nomelia kills
I wonder.
a couple of things. But I think I gotta hit here. That'll take these 3 guys, this, that'll reborn. This will lose the shield, so I can then, I guess, Starfall.
I must move quickly.
Yeah. Or maybe I don't even need to Starfall. Nah. That's okay to trade there. Yeah, I almost played the amulet at the last minute, but... Ooh, good. Yeah, Starfall's great now. Getting a little low on life. I'm not liking that. Makes me want to play Ziliax even more. And I could also go like a Whelp of the Bronze route instead of Infinite. I just figured Infinite would be better with Cubicle. So, but Cubicle is not always the way to go. I'm just Cubicle happy right now. I was very disappointed in Bubble Paladin. I wanted it to be better than it actually was, so now I'm like, let's put Cubicle in everything! Ooh, look at that. That's pretty good.
Do not confine yourself to mere thinking.
What separates dream from madness?
Ooh, and Chillmaw, look at us go. Do I still Starfall here? I mean, I definitely use my hero power again. Deals 3 to all minions. Actually, I think we Cubicle this.
Let me think.
That seems pretty awesome, not gonna lie. Sure. Okay then. Well, a bunch of Chillmaws are not the greatest because those will then... That'll kill my own Cubicle as well as other things. But we'll see what they got. Like a Corpse Explosion. Corpse Explosion would be very annoying, but that's fine. At this point I've got a bunch of Emerald Portals, so I think I'm okay as long as I keep hitting them. Yeah, like half of my deck almost is Emerald Portals. There's about a 40% chance I hit one. Next draw. Jeez. Jeez. Yeah, double Chillmaw there was pretty rough. Alright, 0-2. So Cubicle's cool, but probably not the right call for this. I'm also thinking Whelp of the Infinite might not be the right call. Because I would prefer this to be a little bit more aggressive in the early turns. Like going like Gift Wrap Whelp into Peddler is great, especially into like Gold Petal Drake, but Whelp of the Infinite is not the same 3-drop follow-up compared to Gold Petal. So if like Whelp of the Bronze gives me more aggressive starts where I can maybe use turn 4 Crusader Aura's better, or have that curve go into something like Dream Warden more efficiently, or even Flutterwing Guardian, like, yeah, like I don't even really want to keep Whelp of the Infinite there, but I would keep Whelp of the Bronze there. It's really interesting. I'm also still not sure about this top end either. Like, Gnarlex Fire Rack is okay. It's definitely not the best use of this deck's top end. But I didn't want to clutter it up too much. I wanted to have a very precise plan. Kind of the way that Gelbin interacts with Ursine Maw, like I was telling you earlier.
The light dims, but we fight.
Yeah, Aegis is great, but you know what? Actually, Aegis... Nah, Creature of Madness is pretty much always the right call on turn 2. Not gonna overcomplicate things. Ooh, another Dream Planner's awesome. Yeah, hard to ignore that. And next turn I can go Aegis, use my hero power and Dream Warden. Getting a 1-cost dragon is not very good, but the Dream Warden being a 5/6 is pretty good. Well, no pirates in this deck, but whatever. Wah, wah, wah.
Follow the flutterwing.
So Blavatar makes it very obvious they're on Cliff Dive. So we may have to fight through some Ravenous Fell Hunters and a bunch of Blob of Tar recursions. But such is life. Interesting. That did not seem like the ideal play there.
Have you filled out the paperwork?
Flame Strike and Twisted Nether, come on. Alright, that'll take a hot minute. They normally want you to kill Blob of Tar, but it's okay.
Swarm them.
There is the Fell Hunter. Yeah, speaking of the contrarian thing, I was playing, Cliff Dive with the Fell Hunters and the Blobatar before it was very popular, because I knew there was something inherently powerful about it. I think it was seeing some play at the time, but it wasn't as popular as it is now. And I was pretty adamant about really playing it to the ground. That's one of my favorite decks, probably my actual favorite deck in Standard right now.
Another realm awaits.
Ooh, that's sweet. That's a good draw. Let's do this. That'll give the Whelp of the Infinite a little bit more insulation.
More wishes? No way!
Okay. Second Fell Hunter. Oh, I hope we don't have to deal with too many return policies. That'll be a serious pain. It's very difficult for any deck to fight through that many Blavatar.
I wonder.
Find me in the dream.
I think it's fine to break one of these. I mean, it would be rough if they had Califero next turn. But I don't know how many people actually play that card. I kind of want to Dreamwing again, but I think next turn I can go Dreamwing, or excuse me, Greenwing into Cubicle. That seems pretty good. Let's throw this nonsense out there, and yeah, we'll do that. That'll pump up the Greenwing. Ah, all right. Missed that attack. Damn. Yeah, once again, forgive me if I've said it a million times, but I know that one of my fatal flaws in Hearthstone is thinking too long and not executing in time, so it's the way it goes. I don't hate Flame Strike here. If they don't have enough space on board, then it would limit some of the annoyance of recurring blobs. They do have Califero. Interesting. Oh, wow. Okay, so I'm taking 15 here. Pretty good. That's pretty good. Alrighty then. Well, nothing I can do about that. There's quite literally nothing that would prevent this because they're all dormant. So yeah, very well played. A little bit of luck and a lot of oomph. Alright, so 0-3 after 3 games. Yeah, this version of the deck is definitely not as good as the last one. I think the Whelp of the Infinites, although they have their benefits, are hindering the deck a little bit. It's also possible that, like I was mentioning at the beginning of the video, that the aura elements were a big point in the strategy of the deck. I don't think that the chronological auras were very good, but being able to reliably get Crusader aura on turn 8, as well as, Mechatorque aura that gives +4/+4 and Divine Shield to something, I think those two were very relevant.
A just cause is always worth fighting for.
I will fight with honor.
And plus, like, Gnarlex is pretty clunky if he's not winning you the game. Yeah, it's really interesting to be proving that theory about the aura elements. I didn't think they were being leaned on this much. It's also very possible that Cubicle is a little too clunky for this. It's cool and all, but it doesn't do anything busted like if I was doing it on Tank Engineer or something like that. I would love to do it on a Greenwing. I think that could be very good. Especially because Greenwing has Taunt, so that gives you a little bit of protection for the Cubicle. Jeez, this hand is rough. But if I keep in Cubicle, I would have to have other minions that have just as much benefit. But even Greenwing is not as good as something like Tank Engineer. I don't know that anybody plays Cubicle outside of Paladin with Tank Engineer. It's possible it's played in like I could see one doing it on like a Possessed Animancer or on like the Egg and Warlock, something like that. I don't know that that's necessarily very good, but I can see it. Yeah, all the other targets in the deck, like Whelp of the Infinite is fine. The Gold Petal Drake, like I did, I think a couple of games ago, like it was okay. It got my imbues up to a pretty high cost of dragon, but I don't think that mattered too much. Yeah, this is a really fascinating deck kind of puzzle to figure out. And I guess Cubicle doesn't lend itself to like a very aggro deck. And ideally this is going to be very aggressive. And once you get to like turn 8, the game should be mostly over. when you're playing Gnarlex or Firerack. Or Gelbin in some cases. So yeah, once I get to 5 games, I'm going to try this with Whelp of the Bronze instead of Whelp of the Infinite. I'm not sure if I'm going to cut a Cubicle for something else. I don't have anything off the top of my head that would be a good replacement is the problem. Well, this is crazy. Look at you, buddy. Well, let's do that. Yeah, what a start. Ay, ay, ay. They got all the pump spells. Seems good. I want a Green Wing, but I think playing Green Wing and just having him die is a little bit worse than playing Maul and killing this. Come on, buddy. You're out of mana. Pass a turn. They might have another one of the Halos. They might be trying to decide on that.
For justice.
So I should play around Halo, considering that situation. I could be wrong, but I think it's very possible they have another Halo if they were sitting there with 0 mana thinking. Sentry's pretty good. I don't want to hit the sentry, but I feel like I should and drop a Green Wing here. I also get to use the hero power. I could also Creature of Madness and play the minion, but I feel like Green Wing leading into a Cubicle is more powerful than most other things I can do right now. So let's just run that. If it doesn't work, it doesn't work, but even if I get, you know, a couple extra Green Wing, that's a humongous value. And I think that should make it much more difficult for them to get through. Because that's something I've noticed about Protoss Priest is if you can throw out minions or do some kind of minion recursion, like Blobatar Ravenous Fellhunter is a great example, very difficult for them to fight through that. Resuscitate only goes so far. So if Cubicle Green Wing is anywhere in that same vein or even close to it, obviously nowhere near as good as Blobatar, but if it's close, then that may give me a significant advantage. Yeah, I really do like the Green Wing into Cubicle on curve. Like 4 into 5, turn 4 into turn 5, that just seems awesome. There's just no other good targets. Like at least in like Bubble Paladin, you have Tigress plushie. You still have Whelp of the Infinite in there. There are other things that you can still do. Oh, that's cool. Okay. Ah, fine. All right, that's annoying. Alright, let's see what we get off a creature. That seems awesome. I have imbued twice. Yeah, it's a 3 mana 6/8. That's pretty good. Now, if I do this, this shuffles 2 Emerald Portals in my deck, and it will shuffle that card away. So I cannot do that.
What pretty petals!
Light dims, but we fight.
Very interesting. Resuscitate without full value is that's a play right there. So next turn I get Gnarlex Fire Rack. Not sure if it's the right play though. I'm tempted to just Crusader Aura and bash. I think I will do this first though. Cubicle Righteous Protector. Yeah, I think this gives me a little insulation here. So how do I want to play this? That, there. I'm actually just gonna go all face here. Just gonna force them to react. Hopefully them reacting tells me a little something about what they're holding or what they're thinking. Sometimes the way that people attack can tell you kind of what their strategy is a little bit, but oof. That's unfortunate. Very good play. Jeez, they just cleared the whole board. That's rough. Alrighty then. Well, I'm tempted to Fire Rack. Hail Mary.
Go forth on swift wings which cannot be contained.
Cool.
A recurring dream.
That worked out decently. I think this is only when my hero is attacked. Remember when this guy used to cast 20 mana worth of fire spells? Yeah. Crazy. Oh wow, another Resuscitate. Alright. Thankfully they didn't get another Void Ray off of that. That's good. Well, their Protoss minions cost a lot less now.
I wonder.
Follow the fluttering.
Fight for the wild.
I think I'm doing okay here. They're down to 3 cards, which I like a lot, and 12 health. So obviously Mothership is a concern. But Fire helped put me ahead. I do like Fire. I think it's a pretty decent card in this deck. So far it's done some serious work, but it's just not very good at getting you back ahead unless you already have something to do. Like, it was a decent Hail Mary this time. Jeez. Alright, there's Mothership. Fine. Just have to hope they don't get a bunch of Colossus or something.
We shall serve forever.
Good, okay, thank goodness. So we're definitely going to use this to kill the Mothership. Ooh, let's see if this gives us something else.
Have you filled out the paperwork?
Wow. That was not ideal. How to do this here? Believe it or not, I think I'm going to Crusader Aura again. Because that will ensure that... Nope, let's do this. That will ensure that's gone. We're going to hit that. And I can hit him for 11 here. I just need 3 more damage. So maybe... Okay, so the Dream Planner was a mistake. I should have gone... I was hoping to get something to just move those guys out the way and then just attack. So I guess I should have planned on possibly not getting what I wanted so that I could then just deal damage to them for the remainder of this. So let's do this. Let's smack him for 11. Let's throw this guy out there. And... Sure. And I believe Tormented Dreadwing draws illusions, so that could be cool. There's the Colossus. How rude.
We shall serve.
Ah, and they can double it. That sucks. Well, looks like a brawl is in order. I'll play a couple weenies, my Righteous Protector, my Gift Wrap Whelp. Maybe even the Acidic Slime Swamp Ooze? I don't know about that one.
Not too quickly.
Yeah. Wait, did I miss lethal last turn? I might have missed lethal last turn. I did, huh? That sucks.
The light dims, but we fight.
Pleasure of forth.
Yeah, I don't want there to be any potential that that 10-6 sticks around, so hopefully... Ay, ay, ay. Well, that sucks. Alright. Yeah, that really sucks. Ay, ay, ay.
Stand with me.
Well, I did what I could to play to the odds, but now I'm just dead.
Well played.
Alright, I'm not going to sit around waiting for this.
The victory is yours.
Okay, so instead of waiting for the 5th game, I'm 0-4. I'm just going to change this deck up a little bit. I normally don't do much deck building in these YouTube series. I usually reserve that for the Twitch. But seems like it's very warranted here. So I'm gonna move this, make that a... I'm gonna make this Whelp of the Bronze. I do like Portal Vanguard, but I want to try a little bit more aggressive route, I think. Maybe Portal Vanguard is the way to go, though. It's hard to tell. So yeah, definitely doing that. And question is what to do on 5, because I like having a 5 drop in here. There's not a lot of, like, Chronological Aura is okay, I guess. Toy Captain could be okay. Actually, I do like Toy Captain a lot. It's a pretty good card. And that adds a little bit of utility to the deck. So let's go -1 Cubicle. We'll throw in 1 Toy Captain. I think the Dragon count is still good. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Yeah, 13 dragons is decent enough to hit turn 1 gift wrapped Whelp. I think that seems fine. I'm going to do one more double check on what dragons are available. I could play Curator and then play this guy and some beast. Do I even play a beast? I don't know if I have a beast in here to begin with. No beasts. But yeah, that's a little clunky. I also could be playing an Akranos, but I figured I would try this direct route with Maul and Gnarlex. Yeah, no other dragons I really want to play. I thought about Chilma, but it just seems like it would hurt me too much. Cloud Serpent is a little clunky. Cloud Serpent could work, though, if you're like, you know, if you're copying a Gold Petal Drake or a Dream Warden or something, it could be alright, even a Greenwing. But I'm not sure that that's gonna be good enough. So yeah, let's just give this a try. I'm gonna do a couple more games with this, and we'll see how that goes. I don't know if you guys can hear it. Sounds like someone's doing construction at 7:15 in the evening. So I'm sorry if you hear the clanging going on. I have no idea what's going on over there. All right, what do we get here?
Luther versus Illidan.
This ends now!
I will fight with honor.
I kind of like Greenwing, but I don't think I can keep that. We're going to see if we can get some aggressive draws here. Alright, that's, I guess, good enough. Hopefully the Whelp will hit the Greenwing and not the Fire Rack.
Either the Legion dies, or I die with it!
Maybe someone's learning to play drums just very poorly. Alright. What do we got, Mr. Demon Hunter? Time Lost Glaive, okay. So that tells me they are very likely playing the Cliff Dive with Fey Trickster, because I don't know that I've seen Cliff Dive play Time Lost Glaive, as well as like the Blobatar Ravenous Fellhunter recursion. Yeah, I pride myself on staying up to date with the Cliff Dive deck list at this point. They're pretty cool. The Fey Trickster version is interesting. I don't have Broxigar at the moment, but as soon as I can get the dust for him, I'm going to give that a try. It basically just plays Briar Spawn and Illidari Inquisitor as the Cliff Dive targets.
Reporting for duty.
So it gives you a lot more like aggressive combo finishes. It doesn't play like Climbing Hook. Yeah, they're definitely on that version with Sigil of Cinder. So the deck is intentionally very aggressive, like Sigil of Cinder, sometimes Headhunt, sometimes Aeon Rend. A lot of the other obvious choices, Red Card, Infestation, etc. Dangerous Cliffside. I believe they play Insect Claw as well. It's a lot of weapons. Ooh. This could be okay, actually. Explodoneer's not bad. It is a 3-mana 4/6 that provides extra value. I like Clumsy Steward, though, because it makes it so if they draw like an Inquisitor or something like that, they have to play it. So I really like Steward because it forces your opponent to play things they don't want to play half the time.
I must move quickly.
It could hurt me, but I'm going to give it a run. We're going to see what happens here. And what was the Dark Gift? Just charge, okay. Not attacking with the weapon is a fascinating choice.
Find me in the dream.
Not attacking with the weapon makes me think they're probably going to try and hold that weapon up for a Cliff Dive on turn 7, which means they likely have it in their hand. Which means I should be a little bit defensive. That's why I played the Green Wing. Because I don't want to take a bunch of damage right now, because that makes it much easier to kill me with Briar Spawn and Inquisitor. Fumigate. Wow. That's a card choice. Okay. They're really not going to attack here? Okay. Okay. Yeah. That's much more reasonable. So maybe they don't have Cliff Dive and they were just trying to see what else I was going to play. So Clumsy Steward is not as great here. I could Dream Planner to impact their battlefield. That doesn't seem that great either, though. Let's do this. Alright, they're going to have a weapon on turn 7. That means the Cliff Dives are a lot more deadly. What? Inspire, Frenzy, Spellburst, Honorable Kill, and Overkill is summon a 1-cost minion. Alrighty then. That is fascinating. Alright, and they're going for Dome, so that makes me think, yeah, they probably do have a Cliff Dive in hand. Maybe they decided to attack with the Time Lost Glaive after they drew the Tusk Piercer. I can't afford to just leave all those guys there. Fingers crossed. You know, actually, I probably should have attacked with a 1/1. Yeah, because if they get Briar Spawn here and they attack the 1/1, then that's rough. That's rough. Because then they attack here with the Inquisitor. This hits there, hits me for 11, as opposed to 8, which would have still killed me. So, whatever. Yeah, it's a very good version of the deck. It's much more consistent. I still don't know too much about Broxigar. I think Broxigar is kind of silly in those decks. It gives you another weapon with the Axe of Cenarius. But I find that the main game plan with Cliff Dive is just better than Broxigar. Like, I've quite literally had someone play Broxigar with that deck maybe one time out of the countless times I've played against it. And there's many versions of Cliff Dive, not just that one, but Broxigar is in pretty much every Cliff Dive deck now.
I will fight with honor.
I could keep Dreamwarden. I don't think I will. Yeah, when this deck doesn't hit its mana curve, it gets a little worse. Like 1-drop, 2-drop, 3-drop is pretty important here. So Trinket Artist will draw Whelp of the Bronze or Righteous Protector, Flutterwing Guardian, as well as Crusader Aura. That seems pretty good. It's going to draw 2 of each. So I draw 4 cards off of 1 card. They don't play weapons normally. Yeah, that seems fine. It's quite a bit of card advantage. Hard to argue with that.
One more coat of paint should do the trick.
Maybe Trinket Artist is worth playing in this.
Let it dry.
The light dims, but we fight.
If I start my next turn with 3 or more minions, I'm probably just going to slam Crusader Aura. Seems very likely. Yeah, I'm starting to think yeah, maybe Trinket Artist is good in this.
Let it dry.
Repent.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys have seen, but Trinket Artist is seeing some play in Aggro Paladin. Because it gets you your aura, obviously. I think it's a 1-of in there. I'm going to be trying 2 at some point. I think I just posted a video the other day with that version of Aggro Paladin. It's pretty decent. I was surprised.
Do you like to play with fire?
Wow, give it poisonous? Yeah. Seems good. Well, let's just spam that board again if we can. Yeah, not a ton we can do. I think Green Wing is probably the way to go, because that gives me Cubicle next turn. Yeah, maybe Trinket Artist is going to be in the Whelp of the Bronze slot. Maybe I do 1 Whelp of the Infinite and 1... That still doesn't seem great. Maybe 1 Whelp of the Infinite and 1 Trinket Artist is okay. I don't know that 2 Trinket Artists is the way to go, though. Interesting.
Many from one.
Finally did it. Finally got it. Divine Shield, Wind Fury on a 0/3. Why not? Sure. What does that make it, like a 12/13? For like 3 mana? Yeah, I really like this. That feels good. Ooh, well done. They just play that card, jeez. Just tearing my deck apart.
Let me think.
Follow the flutterwings.
This seems like a fantastic position. I'm just gonna go for it here. So this game is telling me that Greenwing into Cubicle is so good that I should be playing 2 Cubicles again. Yeah, Toy Captain is silly. Yeah, I need to figure out some alternate targets for Cubicle. Otherwise, you know, without Greenwing, it's a little lame. Alright, fair enough. But I still get Cubicle! Yeah, all those illusions, that's awesome. Ah, there we go. Dang. Gnarlex off the top? Okay. That would have been dope. Okay, so this is only a 2. I don't think it matters too much what I do here.
Let me find me in the dream.
Just got to keep the aggression forward to get Fire Rack next turn, which hopefully seals the deal. Yeah, so I think I'm going to go back to 2 Cubicle. I'm going to try 1 or 2 Trinket Artist. Probably going to play with some of the early game a little bit. I like Dream Planner. I think that's good utility. I don't know that I can squeeze a Lease in here. I would really like some better, like, 1-drop, 2-drops. Oh, that's just rude and annoying. Why would you... How dare you? Alright, let's see if Fire Rat can smack him in the face with something.
Good explorer comes prepared.
Oh, or I could just go... Okay, timeout. They're going to gain 4 armor, and it's going to have Reborn, so they'll gain 4 more armor. That's 8 armor, plus the 1 they would gain, plus the 4... Okay, I was thinking about possibly, like, Toy Captain my guy, and then Mini Toy Captain this, but let's see if Fire Rock can get there. There it is. Finally won one. Finally, for the love of God. Okay. Off the back of Greenwing Cubicle. Yeah, I can't keep that Toy Captain in good conscience. That's... Ay. Yeah, I'm going to figure out a better alternate target for Cubicle, but... Yeah, I just can't. I can't do that. But what... I do like the utility of Toy Captain. I'm a big fan of that card. But you got to put him in the right deck. I don't know that this is the right deck. Because most of the things are so efficient that, like, making something a 3/7 isn't going to be that valuable. Like, there's so many 4-attack minions in this. Greenwing, Guardian, Dream Warden, Whelpetted Bronze, I mean, it really only affects the early game stuff, the 1 and 2 drops, but I don't really care too much about their power.
You could not stop me then. You will not stop me now.
I will fight with honor.
Yet another Death Knight. I'm still a little unsure about Creature of Madness. It's a very good card. Interesting draw. But I feel like there's just, I mean, if I had like a solid 2-drop dragon to have in there, it would probably be better. Creature of Madness just smooths out so many draws. So let's do this here. And then I'm probably going to go Peddler into Drake the next 2 turns, but this at least gives me some information. Wow, 1 mana, 6/8. I just gotta wait a couple of turns. I like Explodineer also.
I must move quickly.
My gut is telling me to take Time Lord. 1 mana, 6/8 with a delay. Might be good. I kind of feel like I gotta do this. Yeah, let's just run it. The sooner it comes out, the better.
The citadel stands strong.
I don't remember which cards are from the new set, so we're gonna hope that Gold Petal Drake is one of them. It is not. Okay. Very likely I'll go Flutterwing next turn. Ooh, jeez. That's crazy. There's a cubicle.
Follow the flutterwings.
The citadel stands strong.
That's fair. Naturally drew Gnarlex and Fire Rock. I don't like any of these plays. The only benefit to either of these guys is if they're from the newest set. I just don't know off the top of my head is the sad part. Let's see.
Let me think. I must move quickly.
Pedo Peddler's not. Yeah, Whelp. I don't think that is either. So, yeah, there's not really a lot of benefit to playing anything here. That kind of sucks. I don't want to just pass the turn, but I think it's probably correct. Because I play this, it's a 3-2. Play that, makes this a 4-3. Maybe there's something to be said for the loss of momentum that I would suffer by not playing anything. Yeah, there's just really no good plays here.
The light dims, but we fight.
What pretty petals!
Yeah, I was hoping I would draw something from the new set that could make this awaken a little faster, but Cubicle is not. Can't play Gnarlex. I don't think that's either. Shader Aura is not. Hopefully Fire Rock on turn 8 will be good enough to mitigate some of this loss of momentum. But I am quite doubtful. Not drawing really very many 4-drops here. That's where a lot of the power is in this deck, between Dream Warden, Green Wing, etc. I guess Nomelia would be a good draw. Of course. That's really unfortunate. Yeah, this is pretty bad. Pretty bad. Ursine Maul. So I still don't know if Cubicle will make a dormant copy of this or not. I don't think it's worth finding out. I mean, I am pretty much dead either way. Because what, I can go Maul, attack this. This can hit that. They have 1, 2, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, I'm still dead. So let's find out. Might as well. Yeah, it makes it dormant. That's what I suspected, but I guess it was worth trying. Oh, well. Alright, 1 and 2 after the deck changes. Still not doing super hot. I don't think that... I don't know if this deck is going to be good enough without Gelbin, unfortunately. Maybe I play Fire Rock, Gnarlex, Gelbin, so that way Maul will draw Fire Rock and Gelbin, and then I can find my way to Gnarlex. That might be a way to go, but then Gelbin takes up 3 slots with the other 2 auras.
Uther versus Rokara!
So I'd have to cut 2 other things.
Fight anywhere.
I will fight with honor.
I don't really want to keep up with a bronze, but if this is Control Warrior, which is very likely, then I need some kind of an aggressive curve, so hopefully I draw a 2-drop here. Hopefully I draw Cubicle also. Yeah, it's going to be really hard to let go of Greenwing Cubicle. That's pretty awesome. Gotta figure out something else. I mean, maybe I just play Tankgineer? If I play Tankgineer and Greenwing, then those are two pretty solid targets. Not a 2-drop.
Reporting for duty.
Well, but the bronze is technically more damage, but I think imbuing the hero power so that I have help on the way is important. Plus, this is a better cubicle target should that come up on turn 5. I'm doubtful. Pretty low odds, but I'm trying to play to my outs, I guess. Because this is an okay draw, but I don't think it's fast enough to really do much against Control Warrior unless I get a little lucky with top decks. So we'll see how this goes. Totally fine. I wouldn't mind a Crusader or off the top. Ooh, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Good stuff. I guess they could coin Brawl, but that seems pretty bad. Hostile Invader... I don't know that they... I guess they could Hostile Invader... Like, coin Hostile Invader safety goggles. But I still end up with 1 minion?
All thorns of life will be crushed.
Yeah, okay. But it's still got 1 minion, so that's fine.
Find me in the
So that was a great time for Crusader Aura. That may have saved us, or at least given us some potential for winning this game. Well, that'll clear 2 minions. Oh no, it doesn't die. Just kidding. Just kidding. They're really just going to take another attack? There's no way. Ah, okay, there we go. Fine, I don't get to use the last turn of Crusader Aura. Fine.
Follow the flutter wings.
So maybe I cut Dream Planner and Whelp of the Bronze, because Creature of Madness is effectively a 2 and a 3 drop. That would give me enough slots for Gelbin and the 2 auras. That could be the best of both worlds. So I get Fire Rack plus Gelbin. Ooh, that was very lucky. I don't know that I should play this though. I've only got 14 power on board, so this is tough. Yeah, I'm not going to make it through this turn anyway, but I think it's fine. It is technically overextending when I don't have to, but I got to get this game over with as soon as possible, so if they want to brawl, then so be it. This at least gives me lethal potential with Fire Rack next turn. Yeah, they're digging for that brawl. I get the feeling they didn't find it, though.
I have to go faster.
Okay, they did. Wow. There it is. Did they just draw that? I think they just drew that off the shield block. That was pretty lucky. Yeah, I guess we just run this.
On swift wings. My hatred cannot be contained.
Okay, that's something.
Nice to meet you.
Thankfully, they can't Zilliax back here, so that's good. And obviously, I could have held the Glacial Shard to freeze a minion that they play. Like if they decided to play, shoot, I don't even know what they would play, like Hostile Invader or something like that. But I think it's better to hold up lethal in minion attack. Sure.
8 combatants enter, and I take the crown.
Alright, so if they Zilliax back next turn, this is pretty bad.
I shall have the rest.
Yeah, I didn't want to use that hero power there, but I do need to get my imbued hero power back so that I can keep shuffling emerald portals in, because that seems very valuable to give me like follow-ups from here, because they're most definitely going to clear the board again. Yeah, they're definitely going to clear the board again, so I need to be able to follow back up with minions. Yeah, this is unfortunate. Combo summons a copy of it, so that'll be 4.
What pretty petal!
Yeah, and the other thing about Gelbin is if I play that, then I should probably make the cubicles chronological auras. Ay, ay, ay. That sucks.
Caught up with you.
Can I get an emerald portal, please? Yeah, I can't play anything. It's just gonna die to Dracorex. And granted, I could have just not attacked with those guys, kept them stealth, I guess, but... yeah, this is a pretty unwinnable position, I suppose. Yeah, I'm not gonna make you guys sit through this. It is very, very unlikely we can do much from here, so that's fine. Alright, so I think I'm just going to conclude this at 1-7. That's the way it goes sometimes. But next part of this video series, I'm definitely going to switch around, get Gelbin back in here, and I'm going to see how I can make this thing better, because there's definitely something here. But it's very apparent. I wanted to do this so that I could test out if... how much I was leaning on Gelbin and the aura elements in the deck, and it seems fairly obvious that that's a big part of this. I'm not a big fan of the chronological aura in here, like I mentioned, but it is probably better than Cubicle. Cubicle on Greenwing, although amazing, is very infrequent and unreliable. If I can find better targets, then I may try that. Like, I'll probably try a version that also plays Tankgineer and Cubicle in addition to some of this stuff. But I don't know how I'll be able to make space for that and Gelbin in this. So it could be... it's probably going to end up being two different versions of the deck. But I'll keep fiddling, see what I can do. Thank you to you guys that are watching. Big thank you if you're already following. I hate to ask, but like, follow, comment, blah, 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 blah. I hate asking, but it makes a big difference to the YouTube algorithms, and the algorithm gods control everything. So big thank you if you guys have already done that and you're engaging at all with the posts and the content. So peace and love, guys. Catch you next time.